Hello, chap. Sorry for taking a little bit. I'm all over the place today. Let's get paneled over to the console gameplay. Wow! Yay! We did it! Oh my gosh, I just ran up some stairs. Unfortunately, I have the endurance of a lemon, which is not very durable, last I checked. Actually, scratch that. I was gonna say the endurance of a rotten tomato, but I got a little bit more endurance than that. Alright, let's get rolling. I neglected dinner. Which means, guess who's gonna be eating during the stream? It's me! It's been a little while since we did our level 99 thing. So we'll just go over the basics. Hi. I'm YellowFang42. I really like food and I have a habit of eating on stream. I am in the process of getting towards level 99 before I even fight Twilight Thorn. Because I wanted to see what would happen. Part of it was also a little bit of a revenge quest. From way back when I first started my first critical file, I was like, you know what? Twilight Thorn and I, we have beef. So I decided, let's see what happens if I get to level 99 before then. This was before I understood what damage cap was, and I didn't know whether or not it will crash the game. I have had sources confirm to me, aka some of my viewers have confirmed to me, that it will not, in fact, crash the game. But Donald and Goofy will be a little bit behind. That's okay. That means I can let them do some of the damage, and then I'll finish things off that they can't. It's not like I'm gonna need the XP anyway, I'll have gotten all of it here. Ooh, we're starting off strong. Yeah, so I do apologize right now. I am actively eating a few pretzels to get my blood sugar back to normal. Don't know why I didn't take care of this sooner. But it is what it is. Okay, that's a little bit much, buddy. There we go, problem solved. Problem solved a little too well, actually. Oh, wow. Alright. So, we started our command roulette with Ventus, and as expected, that damn escort mission gave me trouble. But thankfully it only took me 2 tries after, I think a couple of little bit of leveling and then also just some strategizing for once in my life. Amazing what you can do when you strategize. I gotta be really careful about eating these pretzels, because if it goes into my lungs, I'm gonna have a problem, and nobody wants to hear me nearly hacking to death on stream. That would suck. Alright. Oh, big stretch. Nothing like a little back pain to go along with it. I don't know why, but I managed to, like, squish one of my muscles. In all fairness, that muscle that gets squished and all weird on me, it's been doing that for years. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The trip was very successful. I was able to socialize and speak to other people without being a complete lemon. There were a couple of lemon moments, but it was fine. I had fun. Got some swag. Got to meet lots of cool people. It was great. It was great. It was most excellent. Everything went swimmingly, from the trip to accommodations to making sure that I actually fed myself. Yeah, pretty good. It was a very fun and fantastic trip. I enjoyed it very immensely. And yeah. Was I a bit tired? Yes. Did I stay up a little bit late on the worst night you could ever stay up late? Yes. It was daylight savings. I stayed up way too damn late. I was up till 3 in the morning. And I wasn't even doing anything important. That's the worst part. I was not... Oh, dear heavens. That was the nastiest hiccup. Like, I'm pretty sure... I remember it very vividly. I think... No, was it? Yeah. Basically, in the hotel room, anytime I go to a hotel, I just flip to the, I think it's the HLN channel that just constantly runs forensic files, like almost 24/7, or at least at night. It's just back-to-back reruns of Forensic Files, so that used to be my go-to show on Netflix. I would just watch that for goodness knows hours. That was when I could still emotionally and physically handle that. Nowadays, I'm like, I have limits. But it was a little obnoxious because they kept slapping commercials like right in the middle of things, and it's like 5 minutes of pharmaceutical ads, and I'm like, ugh. And like half the time when the side effects pop up, I'm like, why would anybody want to take this? I've heard tales that pharmaceutical ads aren't a common thing in Europe, so I'm kind of jealous. Actually, I'm super jealous. Why the heck do we have pharmaceutical ads in the US? It sucks. They suck. They're annoying. They get in my way. They take up precious ad space that could be used for fun little infomercials that don't remind you of all the side effects and things of health problems and so forth. It was a very fascinating experience. Anyway, I finally got sick and tired of the commercial breaks, looked up the ending of the case for one of the episodes, so then I would turn off the television and get myself to sleep, because I was up way too dang late. And it wasn't even just the Forensic Files, I just stared at my phone. You know how it is. Yeah, I got it all taken care of. Everything was fine. Everything was fine. The weather treated me well for travel, which was very, very comforting because weather can be finicky. It was great. It was most excellent. Oh, very most excellent. Oh my goodness gracious. I was going to do something this Saturday as well, but I actually wanted to see my friends this weekend, and we were all actually meeting up for once. So naturally I went to that instead. It was like I would have been spectating a tournament, basically. That's what I would have done. Unfortunately, I missed it, but that's okay, because I was probably not going to make it anyway, because it was probably at 9 to 10 in the morning. And I know myself that I would have had to leave the night before, and that was not happening. Too much travel in 1 month can take a really heavy toll on me, so yeah. Ah, adventures, yay. As per usual, I've been doing occasional, I say occasional, but I have done some household chores, made sure to clean up. Wi-Fi, don't freaking cause me problems, I will eat you. Oh! I am thinking about this. Since I have a habit of downloading my streams and so forth, part of me is actually thinking of just running my recording software at the same time as my live streams. I haven't been doing that on the level 99 streams. I just did a test run of it with the Ventus one, just so then I don't lose sections of it, which was very much called for because I did have a gap of time that was just would have been lost. And I saved it because I recorded it. So I might actually record the live streams. Yay! I mean, I'll still publish the VODs afterwards, and the VODs will still be up on YouTube. They will just be a little on the incomplete side, but the recordings would be more for my editing purposes. Speaking of, I need to dig back into my external hard drive and start poking through some of the other stuff, because I did make a few shorts to post while I was away, but I didn't make enough for a little bit afterwards. I think I severely underestimated how tired I was going to be after the trip, which I really shouldn't do that, because I know that when I go on these trips, I have a limited amount of people time that I can handle, and unfortunately that is beyond my limits. I literally have to take caffeine, basically. Caffeine is my supplement for being able to continuously people my way through things. So, yeah, that's a part of the jam. It's part of the fun. Oh my gosh, my back is killing me! I didn't even do anything! I just probably laid in the wrong position. Who am I kidding? I at least popped something loose just now, so that's good. Also, we're about 18,000 XP away. That's not too bad. If we do a rough estimation, that's about 5 streams, I'd say. I think that's about right, 5 streams. Yeah. I just got startled by my YouTube side monitor. I got a little startled by it just now because I forgot that I turned up the volume to make sure I could check the sound. Oh, don't start with me, Twitch. Oh, never mind, that was just the delay. I'm a little tired, but that's okay. I'm doing swell. I've made a lot of progress. I even worked on a story that I haven't worked on in a long time. It was great. I had a blast. I might do some more. I think I got too caught up on... Well, first I had to fix a character's name because the character's original name just... Well, it didn't used to have an attachment to a slang word, but now it does, and unfortunately that slang word is just... No. I don't want that dragged into it. So I had to change the character's name. Thankfully, I found an acceptable replacement, so there's that. And then I also wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give the character, I was gonna say the wrong voice. How do I describe it? I wanted to make sure that the dialogue choices between the earlier drafts and the draft that I'm working on still remain. I think I just need to pay attention to how I wrote him. It's all fun and games until you forget how you wrote your dang characters. Goodness sakes. I keep wanting to press the square button to dodge roll, but that's not gonna work. We don't get dodge roll until we have at least level 3 of limit form, which is such an annoying crime. It means I have to practice guard. I don't know what voice that was. Anyway. I'm glad I didn't completely lose track of time today. I thought I was going to. I was really concerned. I was like, Because I did quite a bit of things yesterday, and whenever I do like a ton of stuff on one day, the next day I just turn into like a potato or something like that. It's a strange pattern of behavior. I'm hoping that I can work through that, but yeah. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. Goodness gracious me. Why are my ribs squishing themselves? Stop that. That hurts. It's not too painful, but ow. Can we fight? There we go. What a lovely time. I was actually super looking forward to this today. I was like, ooh, I can't wait to do this. I can stream. I can do all of this. It's great. It's fantastic. There are a couple of things that I'm looking at right now to make further progress in both physical and mental health healing, and one of those things would require a scheduling change, so I really need to think about how to incorporate that. And the trick with the scheduling change is if I were to do that, I would do the scheduling change first and then incorporate the thing into my daily routine, or my weekly routine basically. Because if I don't establish the pattern first and get used to it, it will become an active problem. But the other problem is I chose this, basically would be a time of day change. But I chose this time of day specifically because it's one of the quieter times, if that makes sense. It's a time where I relax, I'm able to relax, wind down, that sort of thing. But I wonder if it's turning into the I made a doctor's appointment at 2 p.m. and now I'm in waiting mode all morning type thing. I'll have to think about it. I might do a couple of test runs for one of the days just to see how I feel about the time of day and go from there. I haven't made solid plans yet. There's not enough solid plans to be able to pull that through, though. So we'll see. And also, for some availability, that would mean availability would change for some watchers. So it's a really tricky situation. In all honesty, I don't think Monday evenings would change. I do like my time of 6:30 PST, 9:30 EST. Fun fact, by the way, I picked those two time zones because those two are the time zones that I have spent the most time in my life. PST is a strong contender, and then EST I just spent a crap ton of time in, mostly in my university days. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that time. It was also nice because the climate was doing wonders on my skin. I'm pretty sure I have dry skin. I haven't figured that out. That's another thing I'm working on, trying to figure out what type of skin that I have, figuring out if it's dry, if it's oily, because that heavily affects what kind of cleansers and what kind of, like, heck, even body washes and moisturizers I should use. Because I want to take good care of my skin, you know? One of the biggest skincare things I'm going to do, especially in the summer, is I am going to be wearing that sunscreen. I'm going to buy so much sunscreen, probably. My sunscreen will probably get eliminated this year, I'm sure of it. That stuff didn't used to be touched very often, but that was also because I wasn't outside very often. But nowadays, since I'm doing the regular yard work half the time, I'm probably... yeah, I'm not getting hit by these three. Anyway... so sunscreen is about to be my best friend this summer. And if I miss a spot, so is the aloe vera. I'm hoping the aloe vera doesn't have to become my best friend, but I do not expect myself to manage to do full coverage. I'm also gonna pick time of days where I'm not going to be likely to be set on fire by the weather, because as you all know, summers are hot and they suck, and especially in the afternoon they suck. So yeah, that's another thing. I tend to talk about a lot of plans, and some plans I'm like, yeah, I think I'll go off of them, and then sometimes I talk about like a possibility of a plan, like just once and then ever again. Those ones are very unlikely to come to fruition, but if it's ones that I talk about repeatedly, like for example, if I ever talk about recipes, chances are I'm probably going to look up another recipe to incorporate into my diet. I'm still having trouble balancing out the spaghetti and meatballs with something, because I did try it with spinach as prescribed in the recipe once. Wi-Fi, I am looking at you. Do not drop that damn signal. Okay. Anyway. Long story short, spinach, not my friend. Too slimy, didn't like the taste. Gonna search for an alternative to add the greens to the spaghetti and meatballs thing. I would use spaghetti sauce, but unfortunately, the spaghetti sauce, it kind of sucks. I'm gonna be real with y'all. It kind of sucks. And reheating it sucks. And then, what else? What else? Oh, and then storage. Storage, there's like, you always get the fats just sitting around in there. And it's just like, ugh. Like, don't get me wrong, a little bit of fat in your food is great. It's good. You need a little bit of that. Sometimes you need a lot of bit of that, depending on the person. But long story short, not very fun to deal with in the microwave, and then it is, yeah, ugh. It's one of the struggles I have with cooking beef. It's really freaking annoying sometimes, actually. And it's just like, ugh. What's this? Oh, it's the grease. I cooked it out, and now it's just here. It's solidified. Gross. I just don't like what it does, okay? Anyhow. But yeah, still holding out for a alternative to throw into my spaghetti and meatballs. I did think about the green beans. I constantly think about green beans. Who am I kidding? Wi-Fi, I swear to God, if you do not cooperate. Thank you. All I have to do is just, like, raise my voice a little. I don't have to shout at it. Sometimes I do. But most of the time I just have to you know, kindly remind it that it needs to cooperate. For the love of all things good, please cooperate. Anyway, I am genuinely thinking about that idea of I'll test it out for Tuesdays, see how I feel about the time of day. I haven't decided what time of day just yet. Okay, I think I have decided what time of day it is. Ooh, no, wait, I can't do that time of day. I have to do it a little bit earlier than that. Okay, it's still up in the air. Damn it. Okay. Let's see. Basically, I'm trying to do some mathematical things so then my general allotted time still doesn't cut into, basically, I want my cutoff time to be a little before 5 p.m. That's the trick that I need to work with. I think I have resolved my idea, but it will take some adjustment, to say the least. I'm still thinking about this, by the way, but I am thinking about it because it is something that is on my mind. It's part of improving my physical health and getting me to be able to have more endurance, because if I have more endurance and have more energy, that means I'm going to be a lot peppier during my live streams. If you think I'm peppy now, oh boy, I can be worse. I can be so much worse. Or I guess in some points of view, I can be so much better. But the point is, I do want to, I'd like to have a little bit more energy than I used to. I'm carving out my life routine, and it's a little bit tricky. Plus, I need to do a couple other things to establish a life. Ugh, so many things. I'm a little nerve-wracked, but it's okay. I can work on it. I think everybody's a little bit nerve-wracked about figuring out what they want to do with their life, especially if, like, they're just figuring out. Not to get into my philosophizing or talking about life's stage of conversation. This always happens. This happens every single stinking live stream. Every so often, I just go into, like, a philosophical rant or a life discussion rant. It's just part of the process, let's be real. But I was going somewhere with this. Right. I do still wish I had taken the time to actually figure out what I was doing, but I was in a rush, and I wanted to finish my dang degree so then I could get it over with. Was that a wise idea? Probably not, but that's okay. I have something, and I completed it. And that was what I wanted to accomplish. Although I think I like this process of trying to complete something a lot better than that. The end of my college years were a little bit rough. Hey! I see you, Wi-Fi signal. Behave yourself. I'm looking at you. Please work. Please don't betray me. Thank you. Goodness gracious me. One of these days I'm just gonna need to do some wire rigging and set up a wired connection or something like that, because sometimes this is ridiculous. Sometimes. Oh. Alright, where are you at? Nice, nail it. Okay. Oh, good heavens, sorry about burping in your ears, chat, or burping through your... Oh, that's a hiccup too. Okay, that one actually kind of hurt. Ow. Hello. Oh god, I'm going into the wall. Hello! It's a puppy! You have a bone? You have a bone? Are you gonna chew on the bone on stream? Are the viewers gonna hear you going clonk, 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 clonk? Oh, you are such a precious pooch. I love you. Yep, she's gonna chew. She's gonna chew on this bone. She's gonna chew on the bone. She says, I wanna chew on the bone. But I also want pets. Hi! Another puppy. He thought there were gonna be snacks involved. Unfortunately, no. The only snack is for me. So I don't have a sugar crash. Also because I've woken up like 2 mornings in a row with a mildly pain in my throat. It's probably just I slept with my mouth open, which is probably a habit. I'm probably Spider's Geurig. I was gonna say I'm... Actually, no. Probably not. Not 10,000 spiders a year. Anyway, for anyone not familiar, it's a whole Tumblr post about the average person eating 3 spiders a year is a statistical error. And Spider's Geurig, who lives in a cave and eats 10,000 a day, was an outlier and should not have been counted. Great way to talk about statistics. I wish I had remembered that post when I was taking my statistics class in college, because that would have been really funny. I think my stats teacher would have gotten a kick out of it. I forgot my stats teacher's name, but I bet if I remembered the teacher's name, if he's still working at the university, I'm gonna email him that. I'm just gonna be like, hey, professor, look at this. One moment. I'm gonna mute up, actually. Okay, that was fun. He's a good puppy. This dog really loves pets, and I just turned myself around because I wasn't looking at the screen. He's a puppy! It's a puppy! Oh my gosh, you're so adorable! You're so adorable! Oh my gosh! Ah! I love dogs. They make me happy. Animals just make me happy. Some animals I'm a little bit terrified of, but that's okay. That's okay. And some of them I'm like, I don't think I should hold you because you are very fragile, and I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could make you feel safe and comfortable in my hands. So yeah, some animals I don't want to pick up. Also, just because I'm not their primary guardian, so obviously I'm not gonna pick up an animal that is not accustomed to me being around. Unless it's an emergency. Obviously, I will pick up an animal in an emergency, but I will also wear protection. Like gloves. Because I don't know if the puppy or cutie or whatever it is gonna scratch or bite me and give me the six. Because nobody wants to get sick. Especially in this healthcare system. Hoo boy! Oh, part of the fun. Speaking of healthcare, it's been a couple weeks, actually. When did I have that appointment? I talked about this like a week or two ago, maybe? Okay, probably within the week or two I will get my glasses, hopefully. That'll be so nice! I'll actually be able to see the screen! I don't know if you heard that, but if you heard an E in the background, that was family. Oh my gosh, I can't breathe. I know. Alright. I will. Okay, calm. I don't know why I went blah, but yeah. Oh man. I'm just hearing the same section of sound over and over again because of the volumes on my monitoring systems. Thank goodness this mic has a limited range of audio pickup, because oh my gosh. If it's loud enough. Oh, criminy. That one hurt. That one kind of hurt. Ow. Maybe I need to eat. I think that's my problem. Guess who's gonna eat? Me. Thinking about that VTuber thing again. It's gonna be a long while before I even get to that point of being able to do that, because that is a major commitment to finding one, an artist, and two, a rigger for the VTubing, because you gotta get the rigging just right, and then also choosing an artist. And in the ideas that I have, I would be essentially paying for 2 models. So that is something to think about. And those are not cheap. which is very understandable because one, hours and hours of working on the art and the art stuffs and making sure like it all works when you're doing the face tracking and stuff and the mouth tracking. And then it's like cutting up the things so then that way the rigging can be done for movement and so forth, like interacting with that. One of the light bulbs just ate itself again, but who am I kidding? That one's been eating itself for like 4 straight months. But yeah, it takes a lot of time and stuff, so no wonder it's freaking expensive. And also there's like turning over the rights to the art to use it for commercial use, that sort of thing. So very important things that are involved in that. So it's and then there's also the matter of I would need to like set up a camera to do the capture for the VTubing, so. But that's a while away, and it would be very chaotic considering my primary setup is my laptop. And as of current, the way that I'm thinking of doing things, I'm thinking of just using my laptop primarily for the streaming setups. And doing all the high-powered stuff on either the desktop or the PS4. Because the PS4, like, basically running the games on a separate system, so it's essentially a 2-PC system. Or a 2-computer, 2-device system. Where one of them does the streaming, the other actually does the gameplay and so forth. So those are things to think about. And then also with that, there's some I would need to make sure that when I do the desktop capture on the other computer, I make sure that 0 personal information can ever pop up, which is good because and really easy because I don't put any on there. Also, it's just a matter of like scene changing. Piece of cake, honestly. Yeah, that's really a piece of cake. There is one thing that's bothering me at the moment, though, is with my current version of OBS and OBS Live. They both have a little bit of a crashing problem. The one on my laptop is a little bit more tolerable than the one that's currently on my desktop, because my desktop's one is a little bit later, and it just crams the shit out of the screen and expands OBS beyond the screen borders. It's really annoying. So that is a problem that I have, but it's a me problem, let's be real. I probably just have overlooked something, which is not surprising. My learning of computer stuffs has been I poke around and figure it out, which has made some very interesting results. Some good, some bad. Most of the time it's worked out, though. Like, some stuff I can track down and be like, yeah, okay, that one's needed. Oh, I took them all out. I was working blind a little there, because I needed to clear my eyeball. It was bugging me again. Wow. Goodness gracious me. There is one thing for sure. I can't. I don't know why I went on like a 5th tangent there. This is still on the topic of game recording and game streaming. There are some games that I'm like, okay, yeah, some of these they'll get recorded and edited because some of the stuff I'm just like, I can stream it. It's not like a problem for streaming. But I personally would just want to edit things down for this. That's my whole deal. It's just my own personal thing, because like some stuff I'm like, yeah, okay, this is fine, and then some stuff on some games I'm just like, ugh. Just ugh. I'm looking at you, Danganronpa. Some of the CGs I'm just like, and then that way, if I get surprised by something, on specific games, that also means that the watchers would also get surprised if it was streaming. But if I'm recording and I do video editing, the surprise is a little bit less, like, of a problem. It's just managing my content for personal brand identity and whatever it is. And also just whatever it is that I want to put on my channel. That's the whole deal of it, really. It's just mostly like, yeah, I'd want to put this on my channel, but maybe not that. Like, there are some games that I'll probably not play, ever. Just because I'm like, okay. Well, part of it is, one of it is just, maybe it's just not my thing. Speaking of, oh shoot, is it the next month already? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's the next month already. Let me take a look at something. I'm gonna break my Twitch app real quick. I'm taking care of this now because I know damn well that I will forget. I am prone to forgetting. If I don't remember the thing, I will not do it. Come on, work with me. Wow, I'm really getting bullied by... Wow. Okay. Is that a... That's a DLC, isn't it? What are you? Are you just a whole thing? Yeah, I'll just throw it in there. And you... What is the... What? What? I'm suspicious, but you know what? Screw it. In case you're wondering, I'm looking at my PS Plus subscription stuff. And some stuff I'm like, yeah, I would want to play this at some point. And then some stuff I'm like, no thank you. Like, I'm not a big fan of the sports games, let's be real. Which sounds sad, but I don't know, it's just, it's not my style. Alright, let me see if the stream manager's working. Okay, good, it's working. Yay, I didn't break it. Alright, let's go beat up these guys. Okay, glad I took care of that. Adding more and more things over time. Nothing gets more hilarious than the PS Plus subscription and punching through the monthly games and adding more and more things to my library. It gets more hilarious because that means that my backlog just gets longer and longer and longer and longer. And even better, there is actually gonna be a limit on what I can have installed because like there's only so much space on the dang console that I can't just keep everything on there. I can't do that. There's a reason why I had uninstalled Destiny 2, because it was taking up so much dang space, I couldn't download anything else. It was getting in my way. And worse so, every single stinking update, guess what? It's like, hey, would you like to download more things to run your game so then you can actually play it? And it takes 20 to 30 minutes to download the whole thing because every once in a while my Wi-Fi is just being the worst. So yeah. It's right on cue, actually. Goodness sakes, behave yourself. What voice is coming out of my mouth? Anyhow. What sucks is at some point, there are going to be points in my life where I will have to uninstall a game. I think, okay, here's the thing. I'm going to have to test run uninstalling at least one game that I am okay with just redoing the entirety of the game again. Just to see if it's, if uninstalling the game will cause me problems. It probably won't, because it'll still have the save files saved to the PS4, and then it'll just pull the save files for when I reinstall it. But I'll test run it again at some point. Alrighty. Had to do a dog location expedition. There are one of two places that the dog will be. Hopefully the second location was the one that the puppy was at. She's not a puppy. She's too old to be a puppy, but I still call her a puppy. I still call them all puppies at some point. There we go, got him. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Shoot, I could probably just look this up. Hi, puppy! Hello! Did you get a snack? Did you get a snack? Are you a good girl? She says, yeah. I'm a good puppy. Anyhow, so that's the whole skinny of things. I don't think I'm ever gonna uninstall any of the Kingdom Hearts games, though. Those ones are staying on. Those are staying on forever. Yeah. There are some, though, that I'm like, at some point I'm gonna have to uninstall a couple of games. There are also a couple of other games that I have installed that I should probably play at some point. Looking at you, Jedi Fallen Order. I still haven't finished that yet. I started it a while ago. I don't know the controls anymore, so I just have to start it all over again. Let's be real. I would probably start it all over again, actually. If I play it. We'll save that for another day, though. We're still working on the Command Roulette deal? Criminy. I'm also thinking, speaking of the Command Roulette deal with Kingdom Hearts, I'm thinking I should probably start the editing file for the Ventus playthrough, just so then I can get ahead of the curve on that, and that way there's not as long of a gap. I mean, there wasn't really that much of a gap between the end of the Terra one and the beginning of the Ventus one. It wasn't really that much of a gap. It was like 2 or 3 weeks. So it's not too much of a problem. I can totally do that. But I would like to be able to edit and upload something at some point. I do think that this next one is going to be a lot shorter than the previous one. I was watching through Terra's story with the Command Roulette just the other day. And I thought, you know what? I probably could have made this a heck of a lot shorter, but I wanted to tell a whole story and stuff like that. But I'm still working on what works as an editor. And I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a heck of a lot. I actually learned quite a bit when I was doing that spree of shorts on an almost daily basis. Like, I've learned, just leave it alone, let it fly, see what happens, don't even poke at it. And it's worked. So, I just gotta not touch my shorts when they first roll out, because I will cause myself problems because of it. Although I could check the dates that they did roll out, because they were consistent on the times, just not the days. That could also be another factor. Anyway. So, got that all squared away. Oh, I'm hoping I'll square away at least, I'll try to see if I can square away at least one upload. Wi-Fi, I swear to God. Okay, there we go. Yeah, quite a bit is happening. The other part is, maybe I should actually record. This one is not being actively recorded right now. In all fairness, though, some VODs are just, like, they're good, they're decent, they're fun for watching and knitting and doing other projects and stuff like that, but some of them, some of them are just more fun in the moment of the stream, you know what I'm saying? I used to be a regular stream watcher, actually, back in, like, my college years. I don't know what the heck happened between... it was probably because 2021, 2022 or so. Wow. That is wild. Anyhow. Quite an adventure I had. Quite an adventure. I'm getting my times all screwed up, but I know what times are, so... No, yeah, that lines up. That lines up perfectly. Yeah. That lines up entirely. For some reason, I'm chopping off an entire chunk of 2021. In all fairness, that was a bit of a blur. That was quite a bit of a blur. Honestly, the past 6 years have been a bit of a blur. Nothing was more unsettling than everybody pointing out, hey, guess what? It's been 6 years since March 13th, 2020, when everything just went crazy. And it's the same day of the week, too. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because I remember that day, well, maybe not too vividly, but I remember it. I don't remember it with fondness. I remember it as everything getting uprooted and then having to bail, barely surviving that semester of college and turning into a hermit of a person. Yeah, that was not a fun time. And I have since learned that online school is not for me. Which is a real problem, because there's a lot of online programs that they're like, yeah, learn online, and I'm like, I cannot focus on online schooling. I cannot do it. I can't do it. I have to physically be in another place. I have to physically write things down. I do not like learning through a computer because I'm not physically writing it down, and then I have to type up all the things, especially with math courses. Holy shit. Typing in math courses is the bane of my existence, and that's even with LaTeX. Like, even with LaTeX and doing those, like, freaking nightmare. I can't remember, but did I actually do any of those assignments? They were supposed to be like bonus assignments. There were a couple of those. I can't remember if I did any of them, which is a crying shame, because it was. I remember when I was actually in the class and actually stayed the whole semester and functioned. I actually had a lot of fun, like, in the tutorial session of doing that. But I don't think I'm trying to think if I did any of those assignments, but I don't think I did. If I did, I would have had the editing software for that, and I'm pretty sure I don't have that installed. I still haven't uninstalled a couple of programs from my late college years. I think that was from the 2020 session. That sucked so bad. I feel so bad for one of my project partners for that semester because, yeah. I just passed by the seat of my pants and stuff. It was so bad. Ugh. That sucked. Oh well. Time has passed. And now, I will make sure to drink water because I just realized I haven't drank water the entire dang stream. Which is also kind of impressive that I haven't done that. Come here, water. Okay, maybe just a little bit more. I'm trying not to overdo it too much, because then I end up with weirdly timed breaks. Alright, let's do a little bit of sitting up. Posture check. And we're good to go. Cool. Yay! Maybe. Get over here. Bam. Goodness sakes, I apologize so much with all the and bleh and whatever other noises of pain that I use, but unfortunately I am a vocal human being. That's just me expressing my disgust at being a vocal human being in the first place. Blah. Oh, okay. Well, that works for me. Because then I can just do a little quick takeout and bam, done. Need to pay attention to where I'm driving. Oh, goodness sake. Wow. Wow, I am hunching over. Yikes. Alright. You know what I think, chat? I think I need to watch a movie again at some point. I need to just sit down, ignore my phone, which I can do. I can do that. Sit down, ignore my phone, and just watch a movie in its entirety. There is a movie I'm strongly thinking about, but I need to double check that the VHS tape is still in the house. Because if it's not, I won't be able to watch it. Oh, oh my goodness gracious. Sitting up feels good for me. It's good for my back and for my core. So then it doesn't turn into a puddle of jello held up by half of a tree trunk. Basically like that tree in the Wild Robot that the beaver is working on. That's a really good movie, by the way. If you haven't seen the Wild Robot, I highly recommend it. It's really good. Made me cry a little bit. Although these days I'm pretty sure any movie with emotional impact that is earned will make me cry. I will probably cry at it. There are probably movies that I was totally fine, just chill, watch, didn't really understand. Nowadays, I will probably cry if I watch them again. That'll be fun. Oh my gosh. That'd be a fun one to watch too, actually. I gotta see if I have that still, or if I just imagined it because we borrowed it from a friend. VHS tapes, my beloved. Yahoo! 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 Sorry. Yahoo! Okay, I'm not sorry. Yahoo! Yahoo! Man, I wish I could jump that high. That'd be sick. I'd probably... maybe not. I was gonna say I probably could with some practice, but I'm kind of pushing it. My body is not in the shape that it used to be, and it will take... Well, to be fair, the condition that I was in when I was still physically active was pretty decent. And that took me at least a decade and a half to be in that, so it'll take me another decade and a half to be back in the condition. But I want to have it now. I want to be in healthy in shape now. Well, unfortunately, Yellowfang, you have to work and work through time. No, but I'm impatient. You know, son of a bit. Okay. Please tell me it didn't kill that. No! Please tell me I didn't lose that. Chat. Please tell me I didn't lose that whole bit of me making fun of myself. I'm gonna cry if I actually lost that whole bit of making fun of myself. That would suck. Okay. I've decided. From these streams here on out, I'm recording the entire freaking thing. That way, I don't have to fist fight. I don't have to deal with the VOD bullshit. You know what? Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm getting bullied by the Wi-Fi! Okay, you know what? Fine. I will close and reopen the entire freaking app because you have problems. Rip. Oh, sick! Anyway. Alright. I decided to check my Twitch notifications while I was at it. Well, I'm gonna find out at the end of the stream if my mockery of myself ended up surviving. If the mockery did survive, I will upload it. Screw it, I will. I don't know if I'll upload it as a short or as a... Yeah, I'll upload it as a short. It was short enough. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Although, on the bright side of the VOD split... Oh my gosh. On the bright side of the VOD split, I don't have to worry about the fact... I don't have to search very far. So there's that. Stupid VOD splitting bullshit. Damn it. Freaking Wi-Fi. Don't start with me, I swear to God. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna follow my intuition from after today. We will no longer have the Wi-Fi break split problem because I will circumvent it by recording the live streams. Which means, future me, guess what? You're gonna need to be more funny. You need to justify recording all these things. You need to justify re-rigging your recording setup. I'm serious. I love how I'm saying this as if future me is gonna remember to look at this later. Future me is definitely gonna look at this later. Future me is like an hour or two from now. 2 or 3 hours from now? Yeah, 2 or 3 hours from now. Future me is gonna look at this and be like, oh, why did I do that to myself? But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Don't freaking start with me. Don't start with me. I really want to make a house out of popsicle sticks, but I don't have any justifiable reasons for that right now. That sounds completely out of nowhere, but let's be real, a lot of my thoughts just kind of pop in and are like, hey, excuse me, do you remember when you used to build houses out of hot glue and popsicle sticks? And it was fun? And the answer is a resounding, yeah, I remember. It was lots of fun. Can we do that again? And the inner me is saying, yes, of course, let's do it. And then the other part of me is saying, hang on a second, why are we building this and where are we going to put it? And that usually puts an end to a lot of my impulsive actions. My anxious thoughts are a curb against my potential impulses, because if I wasn't curbed by my anxiety, I would be a very impulsive person, and either that could go very swimmingly or extremely poorly. Depends on the impulses, though. Some impulses I go through with without thinking, and then I regret them later, and I'm like, why did I do that? And then other ones I'm just like, okay, yeah, this was fine. But that's usually because I waited long enough. Some spur-of-the-moment things, I'm just like, why did I do that? What was the purpose of that? Why would you do that to yourself? I'm looking at a couple of impulses in the corner of my room right now. I'm just like, ugh. I'm gonna have to deal with those later. Should have dealt with them months ago, let's be real. Or I should have just not dealt with them at all. Maybe I should have just, you know, learned what math is. I don't allow myself clothes shopping anymore because I don't need any. I have a decent amount of cloth to wear things. I am not on the shortage, so yeah. Oh my gosh, it took forever and a decade for the Stream Elements to reconnect. Good job. Welcome back, Stream Elements. You're alive. It's good to see you. Gracious me, that was funny. Oh my gosh, goodness me. I got distracted by that, wow. But yeah, I've kind of effectively, like, okay, I need to actually go through some of my stuff in my closet to figure out, okay, do I actually wear this, or do I just have it kept around for, like, special occasion type thing? Some special occasions, it's like, yeah, okay, I'll keep it around for that, or, like, for specific use cases, but yeah, I just don't need anything, really. I might look at something and be like, wow, that's cool, I would love to wear that. And then the other part of me is like, girl, you have plenty of things to wear. You don't need that specific thing. And besides, it's probably one of those things that, like, okay, part of it is a little bit of negative self-talk of me being like, oh, it'll probably not look as flattering. And then the other part of me is just being like, let's just be practical here. You don't need any extra stuff. You need to get rid of some things. Yeah. I need to dig through a couple things to clear some space, for sure. I don't know. I do keep some stuff around because I know for a fact that every once in a while, like, for example, there was a period of time where I really liked wearing button-down shirts. Now, granted, it made sense at the time because I worked in a job that button-down shirts were very appropriate for. So I had very fun colored and fancy patterned and appropriately patterned button-down shirts. But since I have left that job, I don't have many opportunities and instances where it makes sense for me to wear a button-down shirt. So I'm like, well, what do I do now? So, yeah. Some of them sit around, some of them actually do get used. They'll definitely get more use during the spring and summer and early fall. Basically in warmer weather they get more use. But in the winter it's very rare that they get used because they're just gonna get covered up by a layer anyway, so it's not really much of a point. Unrelated, but mildly related, I need to fix my posture again, so then I don't hurt my back. This is a constant problem. Hey, we're already halfway through. Yay, let's go. Okay. So, I am thinking about that test case of testing a specific time of day just to see if I'm comfortable with that time of day. Because if I am, that might help me not have to adjust days that I stream and rather just adjust times. And who knows, maybe certain times of day will be a little bit more of a sociable time, if that makes sense. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm still mentally ironing it out, but I'm thinking of 5:30 p.m. EST, 2:30 p.m. PST. Yeah, that's the right mathematical equation. I'm thinking about that, but I'm only going to test it for one day of the week just because I don't want to make my changes in time of days too sudden, because if I don't end up liking it, then I'll get confused and then I'll just end up breaking the habit entirely, and that will be quite the feat to get everything back together. But I'll give it a test run. I'll give it a test run tomorrow. So 2:30 p.m. PST, 5:30 p.m. EST. That should be adequate for my usual stream length. Yeah, okay. I can work with that. Cool. Cool. Yeah. It's really funny that I started off, to be fair, I did start off like doing 7 o'clock and I would go like 7 to 9, but then I didn't like how the time was that close to just getting to bed and stuff like that and calling it a night. So I was like, you know what, why don't I just change the time back by like 30 minutes or so? Instant change made everything better. Like, I do like this time quite a bit, but I want to see if doing afternoons for me is better or worse. Because if it's better, it will help with the time of day problem that I've had since I was actively working, where I am not a functional human being in the mid to late afternoons. I don't know why this happens, but for some reason my brain just shuts off. And it is not helpful at certain times. So hopefully we'll figure out if that changes. I'm kind of excited about the idea, actually. I'm surprised at how quickly I was able to think of, 1, a time, and 2, being like, yeah, I think I can commit to this. But it's also a matter of, it's part of trying to do another thing that I want to do. So I think that's another factor. There's a purpose in it. It's not just an arbitrary, oh, I just want to change the time because it's more active hours, or oh, I just want to change the time because there's, I don't know, some other arbitrary... Basically, there is a actual purpose behind the time change, and it'll only be on Tuesday. Unless I end up liking it, and then it will be on more Tuesdays. We'll see. That will mean I need to update my... I need to make a graphic for my general Scream schedule, haha, that's for October. I also will need to make sure that my iPad, which is my current graphic designing point, is fully charged. Because I forgot to put it on the charger last stream, and lo and behold, I go to get it set up and ready to go, and it's dead, and I'm like, oops, guess who forgot to put it on the charger? Me! It's kind of funny in hindsight, but in the moment I was just like, are you kidding me? It made me feel woefully unprepared, but it was also really funny, and I'm just like, well, hopefully I learned that lesson. I hope I learned. Ooh, I just realized. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I've got green. I'm good to go. Wee woo, wee woo. I wonder if I need to make the stream green. Nah. I could do a really poorly drawn PNG of a 4-leaf clover in the corner. If I did that, I would need to put it... I think I would put it next to the little kitty cat, but not completely covering the UI, so then you can still see the UI for the HP. Then you can roast me about not having a HP or having too much. Give me the orbs. The orbs. The orbs. I'm surprisingly super hyped about the time change. Huh. Okay. This is good. This is good. I like the fact that I'm actually really enthusiastic about the idea. I am very... For the love of God, please behave. Please. Oh, for fuck's sake. Come on. Stay connected. I'm looking at you. Wi-Fi. Good. Thank you. Goodness sakes. Yeah, okay, yep, I'm making my 2 changes tomorrow, okay. This is gonna be fun. This will be the last freaking time I rely on the stream to behave itself. It will still be annoying, though, that it just doesn't want to do the thing. Wee woo, 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 wee woo. Okay. Don't know why I'm going in the bass tones or tenor tones, but here we are. I don't think that was a tenor tone. I think it's more in the bass line. Come on, bring it on. Wait, why am I taking damage on purpose? I can afford to take these guys out. It's fine. It's cool. You can say we are nothing, but you know the truth. Guess I'm the fool. With her arms out like an angel through the bars. I don't wanna call it off. You don't wanna call it love. You only wanna be the one that I call, baby. You can guess 100 boys and bars. Shoot another shot, try to stop the feeling. You can say it's just the way you are. Make no excuse, another stupid reason. Good luck, babe. Well, good luck, babe. You have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. Good luck, babe. Well, good luck, babe. You have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. Say, who cares? This actually explicit kind of love affair, and I cry. It's not fair. I just need a little love and I just need a little help. You don't wanna call it off, even if you call it love. Only wanna be the one that I call, baby. You can guess 100 boys and bars. Shoot another shot, try to stop the feeling. You can say it's just the way You have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. Good luck, babe. Well, good luck, babe. You have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. Ooh, ooh. When you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife. And when you think about me all of those years ago, you know I hate to say it, but I told you so. You know I hate to say I told you so. You know I hate to say it, but I told you so. Oh, I told you so. Good luck, babe. You have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. Good luck, babe. Good luck, babe. You have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. You have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. You have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that random diversion of me just randomly starting to sing Good Luck, Babe, but okay. Wasn't even perfectly in tune, but you know what? That's pretty fun. It's kind of like karaoke nights. You don't expect everybody to sing perfectly in tune. There was a bit of a karaoke night at the event that I went to. Some were good. Some were chaos. But you know what? It was fun, and we cheered anyway. Because you know what? The point is performing and going nuts. Oh my gosh. I think that is the sound of summoning. I think. It might be. Is it the sound of summoning? Is it what I think it is? It is! The puppies, they all gather because they are being gifted snacks. It is very important that they get their snacks. Oh my gosh. Okay. I might give myself a snack soon. That apple is looking mighty out. I'm still gonna eat the apple. Apples are really great. I know there's a whole, like, apple a day keeps the doctor away thing. You know, because that's... It's basically the whole meaning behind that phrase is if you eat an apple on a regular basis, at least an apple a day, it'll help with staying healthy and not getting sick. Because guess what? Apples have vitamin C, and vitamin C helps fuel your immune system. Yay! Good to know. And in some cases, for me, every once in a while, occasionally, my throat used to get a little sore sometimes, and so I would start off the day with eating an apple instead of my usual waffle combo, and lo and behold, guess who avoided a lot of sore throats and possibly a lot of colds? Me. I started off by giving a little boost to my immune system, and my white blood cells were like, thank you! And carried on their merry way, took out the germs that were causing me problems, and then I didn't have problems. It's a team thing. Oh gosh, never in my life. You know what? It's fine. It's actually fine. I enjoy it way too much. I enjoy doing the little high-pitched voice of being like, yeah, it works out. It's fine. Oh, that's how I ended up getting into the song. I have a habit of starting saying it's fine, it's cool, and then I just go into the entire song. We are doing super swell, by the way. We're about 3,000 at least in. I lost count because I'm pretty sure I didn't check at the beginning of the stream. Whee! Spin, 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 spin. I decided to do an impression of them and start spinning. I think it worked out. Spinning is fun. God, I am actually so stoked about the 230 thing. Cause if it works, if I actually enjoy, cause I want to make sure that I enjoy the time of day as well. But if I enjoy the time of day, that is going to, at minimum, open up my Tuesdays in the evenings, because there are things that I want to do on Tuesdays that I wouldn't otherwise be able to do because I'm streaming at the same time. But I'm not making full plans for it yet, just because I want to make sure that I am actually going to do it, because if somebody else tells me to do it, I'm not going to do it. I've got a big problem with that for some stupid reason. I don't know why. I think it's just a matter of, it's like, it feels like, how do I explain it? It's not a pathological demand avoidance. It's more of, is it a pride thing? Maybe it's a pride thing. Maybe I have a problem with pride. That would not surprise me. That would not surprise me in the slightest. Let's be real. Let's also be real. That's a pretty human thing to have a problem with pride. Pretty functional, actually. Like, the more I learn that I'm actually just a normal, basic human being, the better off I feel about myself, actually. I'm just like, oh, I'm just as flawed as the rest of the universe. Hell yeah. Because that also takes away the weight of perfectionism, which is something I do struggle with. It's part of the reason why it took so long to actually start streaming on a regular basis, actually. That and doing videos and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, well, clearly this didn't work. How do I edit this to make it more entertaining and more concise and clear? There we go. Boom. Like, I will get back, I'm getting back into that. Hang on a second. I want to give these babies a treat. You guys are so good. You're so good. You deserve delicious snacks. Oh, nailed it. Nailed it. Target hit. I was tossing a treat to one of the dogs, and she managed to catch it without having to get up, which is one of my greatest joys in life. Making sure that my dog doesn't have to get up just to get a treat is the best thing in the world. Because, you know, it's kind of like when someone passes something to you and it's just out of reach, so you have to move out of your seat to get it, and you're just like, ugh. Or at least your body is just like, hey, guess what? Do you remember Newton's laws of motion? Here's the outside force that is acting on it. It's a law of, I think it's a law of inertia. You need to use a certain amount of force or something like that to get the motion going, and then a little less to keep up the motion. Where are you going? Sir, we still have 2 more snacks. Dos más. Boy, dos más. There's still 2 more. Do you not want a snack? Do you not want a snack? Goodness sakes. Apparently for a second I thought he didn't wanna. Oh. Oh, this is really unfortunate. Why are there's only half of you? No wonder. Oh my gosh. Okay, well it's actually just un mas, because unfortunately the spacing and sizing of things. Oh, sorry. That's my bad. Alright, baby girl. Can you catch it? Yeah! Let's go! 2 for 2! Alright, no mas. All gone. Thank you. No mas. See? No mas. All gone. No mas. No, this is mine. You can't have this. This is my apple. The apple is mine. The apple is mine. It's all mine. Mine. All mine. You're such a good puppy. Would you like a pet? Yes. This is, of course I want pets. Give me all the attention. Give me all the affection. I love dogs. I said that before. But they just bring me such joy. They're so sweet and soft. And sometimes they're cuddly. And sometimes they look at you with big round eyes and they're just like, excuse me, may I have some more? And sometimes they paw at you to get your attention and ask for things. And sometimes when they're really happy, they wag their tail. Sometimes they just wag the little tip of their tail. And they're like, hey, yes, that's me, that's me. Especially when you talk to them and they know what voice that you use to talk to them. That's the special part. The acknowledgement that they know that you specifically are talking to them and that they know that you love them with all your heart and soul. That is the best feeling in the world. To know that the being that you love knows that you love them, and the fact that it is also reciprocated. It is one of the greatest feelings in the world. To know that the being that you adore knows that they are adored, and that they adore you as well. Yes, yes they do. You are so cute. Oh my gosh, my heart is exploding. It's not actually exploding. I just say that because, you know, cuteness. Hi! Would you like some attention too? Would you like some pets? No? Okay. I love you. You're a good dog. You're a good puppy. Yes, you're a good puppy too, don't you worry. You're such a good puppy. You're such a good buddy too. Oh my gosh. The pup that is with me right now, she was my best buddy through my last years of college and is the sole reason I managed to get to my classes. Like, get up in the morning in the first place, go outside and walk around, and then even get to classes. Like, she was the main reason I finished my college career. Yes. Yes, I owe it all to you, miss. I owe it all to you, little miss. I love you so. You're such a good dog. She was my best buddy. She is my best buddy. Who am I kidding? She's my best buddy. I love how I just keep talking to my dog. But she's such a good dog. Yes, you are. You are a good doggy. You're such a good girl. Yeah, you're a pretty princess. You're a pretty princess. Oh, I still love... I'm still glad that I included that bit with, in the video playthrough with, Tara. That bit where I'm baby talking one of my dogs while Xehanort is just lying his ass off to Tara. It's still one of my favorite moments just because of the contrast between me, like, being so affectionate, and meanwhile Xehanort's just actively planning to screw over this poor young man who really needed some support and assistance. I wouldn't necessarily say that Tara needed babying or anything like that, but I think he needed additional support for his shortcomings. He needed some sort of scaffolding to help him so he wouldn't get screwed over like he did in the games. I'm watching you, Wi-Fi. I see your shit. Anyway. But, like, for example, like, his initial affinity, like, for the darkness. And yes, channeling it is helpful. Like, basically, I'm comparing Riku and Terra because they're obviously meant to be parallels of, like, they fall into darkness and stuff because of either jealousy or other things. End up talking to the wrong people. Terra was also just super naive. He had not really been outside of his home world, which was a huge difference compared to Riku, but also Riku was also just like a young teen who kind of knew what he was doing. He knew he was messing with some sketchy people. Maybe. You know, I'm not entirely sure. I won't lay the entire blame because one, teenage boy, and two, far as I know, he did not know just how, like, crappy the people he was working with are. Also, he was kind of a little bit full of himself and needed a little bit of an ego death. He probably needed a little bit of an ego death. Terra needed a little bit more support because part of him, he did have something of an ego, which was not helped because of Xehanort inflating it more on the trip. He was definitely intentionally inflating Terra's ego to push him closer to the darkness. And then worse off, he just had the worst luck in meeting people. Like, he just met the worst people every single time. But I think if Ericus had given him a little bit more instruction on, hey, this is how to recognize that someone is sketchy, that would have been a huge help. That would have also been helpful in the case for both Ventus and Aqua as well. It's like, yes, they're very full of light. Their lights shine very bright, and even Terra's lights was bright. Like, yeah, he still dipped into darkness a little bit, but I still hold to my belief that the poor boy, I know he's not a baby, but the poor guy really needed some support. He needed someone to watch out for him. Not like babysit him, but be like, hey, this is something you should look at, or hey, this seems a little bit sketchy, take a break for a second. Of course, it's extra funny because I did call him a little, I was like, Tara, you're kind of dumb. And then, of course, I did jump cut to like 15 seconds later. And then 15 seconds later, you see a clip of me immediately getting eaten by a mimic. And this happens multiple times throughout the entire video. It's a common theme. I am not immune to the stupid. Maybe I relate a little bit to Tara. Maybe that's why I'm always up for defending the poor guy, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, poor thing. He needed help. He needed some backup. I'm not a strong Wi-Fi, for love of God. I'm looking at you. I see the bars. Go back to green, please. No, don't go in the red. Get back to green. Good, thank you. Okay. Goodness sakes, freaking connection issues, man. Holy shit. Ah, goodness gracious me. Fist fighting the Wi-Fi. Hey, I see you! I see you! There we go. Goodness sakes. We are beefing tonight. Okay, well, at least I have confirmed for myself that, record the freaking streams, you dum-dum. I should have just started. I had a feeling in my bones. I should have done it. I didn't do it. This is how I pay for it, okay? This is a lesson that is getting burned into my mind actively. This is an active lesson right here and now. I am learning this lesson today. Ah! Okay. And then that way I take out a step of downloading VODs. That also saves me a lot of grief, too. Because then I'm probably not taking up bandwidth by downloading the VODs. So, I'm watching you! Goodness sakes, it's like, oh, well, I don't think Yellowfang's watching me now. I'll just drop into the yellow. I'll just slightly move towards the disconnect. I see you. I see you every second of the day. Why do you think I babysit both streams? Why do you think I babysit the streams? It's not for fun and games. It's not just to look at chat. It's to babysit the screen itself. I saw that! Goodness sakes. Not me yelling at the Wi-Fi. You know, I'm thinking about this. I really wish I had physical copies of some of my textbooks. I really do. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I wish I had just bought the damn things. I mean, I did get a refund because I returned the books or something like that. But still. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should have just bought the damn things. I'm thinking about this because in one of my last semesters of university, I took this child and adolescent development class. And it actually gave me a lot of insight and solidified that, children are a major responsibility. Because one, that's a whole human. Thing is, when you're growing up, especially when you're growing up in a religious environment, they don't actually tell you what it's like to have kids. They just tell you, get married, have children, happily ever after, boom, done. And you're often told this not just by, like, religious and stuff, but also just by, like, societal norms and expectations. Not in all sections of societal norms and expectations, but the general, often frequent thing is, oh, you should have kids, you should have kids. What about your legacy? Which is really funny, because a lot of people don't really, what What is the legacy? I'm not gonna start quoting Hamilton. I can't do that. One, because I don't know enough to quote Hamilton in the first place. That's a crying shame, actually, come to think of it. Anyway. Or the, who will take care of you when you're older? Me. Or people I hire because I will have money set aside for that. Like, those things. Like, you know what? But, like, kids, that's a whole person. That's a whole person. And oftentimes when people tell you, have kids, they don't seem to remember the fact that that is another human being. That's a person right there. They're gonna have all the personal issues that you might have. Any sort of genetic issues that you have, you will pass it on to them. For example, if I had a kid, there is a high chance that that kid might have a predisposition for depression. Hang on a second. I gotta knock these guys out, otherwise I'm gonna add another pre-death to the death counter. I'm still not adding to the death counter until after I defeat Twilight Thorn. The marquee is turning into a death counter at the end. Once I beat Twilight Thorn. So any deaths here, they don't count. They don't count. We're not gonna factor them in. We can factor them in when I actually finish the game. If the times defeated is actually there. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, right. So for example, if I were to have a kid, there is a high chance that that kid would have depression, which means that would be something I would need to look after for whether or not it is something that can be managed, like, without medication, or if it's something that has to be managed with medication. Are they going to be predisposed to anxiety? I need to be able to support them through that. Like, this is something that I have thought about. You know, I think about this very frequently. Am I in the position in life to have kids? Hell no. I am not in the current position to have kids right now. I don't even have... And there's also the fact of the matter if... you should really pick a partner who, one, wants kids, and two, will actually participate in raising them, and you don't end up just as a single parent. Because, like, if you're gonna end up as a single parent, what's the point in having a partner in the first place? You might as well just pick a rando and... Yeah, no. Not gonna happen. Don't do that. Why would I intentionally be a single parent? No knocking on single parents, by the way. Every once in a while, I'm like, I wish I had the ability to not have to have a partner to reproduce. That sounds insane, but it's more of a matter of, I want to, if I'm going to pair off with another person, I want them to be kind. And not everybody is kind, unfortunately. That is just how things are. Not everybody is going to be kind, which sucks. And not everybody is going to take the responsibility of a kid seriously. Because they were never told, hey, person, that's a person. They're gonna grow up with their own interests. For all I know, if I have a kid, they might be more interested in sports. My interest in sports is next to zero, but I would want to be supportive of the kid and their interests. I would want them to be able to learn to do things on their own. I would want to support and scaffold them up, build them up, so then they are able to do things on their own. And not be afraid of them. Like, for example, I would teach them, like, I would make it fun for, like, doing chores or cleaning the house. It took me a while to enjoy, like, simple things as vacuuming. I still struggle with vacuuming sometimes, but, like, half the time I have to get really cranky about it. But, like, for example, just the other day, I noticed I was actually having a grand old time cleaning up with the vacuum. I was having fun, which is wild if you think about it. If you told me 10 years ago I was going to enjoy vacuuming the house, I would call bullshit. I'm not joking, by the way. I would have called bullshit. But I actually genuinely enjoyed the process. I managed to make it fun. Granted, the way that I made it fun was I just think about it at the same way of mowing and stuff like that, and the satisfaction of no more dog hair just littered on the floor. I think that's the most satisfying part, is like not random dog hair gathered in places. There's like 3 dogs in the damn house. There's going to be hair. They are all shedding breeds. They will shed. There is going to be hair. That's just a fact of life. Anyway. But those are things that I would want to help, so then it's not going to be a burden. It's not going to be a source of anxiety or feeling like whatever it is not enough. And I have my own personal things where for some reason my brain just made some stuff, I'm pretty sure my brain just made shit up. Other stuff, I just took information incorrectly. And some stuff, maybe I did take information correctly. Maybe I actually got that message that was meant to be put across. Or maybe I took the wrong message from it. I don't freaking know. There's no point in pointing out where the source is half the time, because you know what? Okay, yeah, maybe there is some point in pointing out the source of whatever causes me issues with whatever it is. But, okay. That's the deal. Now let's work on making it better. Just that. Goodness sakes. I don't know how else to word it. I feel like I lack vocabulary to say the things that I want to say, which is very frustrating. Because I know at some point in life I did have the vocabulary to say all the things I wanted to say. I'm starting to wonder if me getting sick in 2022 was a huge factor in a lot of things. Probably got some brain damage from that shit, now that I think about it. I am looking at you right now, Wi-Fi. Do you think I don't freaking notice? Yeah, that's what I thought. Behave yourself. It's a lot of building up that I have to do. Hi. I'm sorry. Did I make you upset, sweet pup? Oh, you're such a sweet pup. I'm sorry. Did I make you upset? Goodness sakes. Oh, goodness me. Okay. Who wants to rock and roll? You? Okay. Ow. Okay, dude. Okay, at least I got the puppy to calm down. She doesn't like when I mildly raise my voice. At certain points of raising my voice, she's like, "Excuse me, do you have to be like that? Do you have to sound so upset?" And then I have to assure her, "No, it's fine. Everything's okay." She's a very sweet soul. On the bright side, I do get my emotions out, and then I remind myself that I need to calm the heck down. I am an adult. Ah, what a beautiful day I've had, actually. Okay. It's funny that I say that, because literally, like, almost 2 hours ago, maybe 2 or 3 hours ago, I was thinking, I have not done a single thing in my life today. I feel so useless and unhelpful, and I can't do anything because I did all the things yesterday, and now I don't know what to do with myself. My self-talk is really shit. I'm sorry. Maybe you can relate to that, but I'm not very. Exhibit A. People are not always kind, including to themselves, which really sucks. I am working on that, by the way. I've gotten a lot better. I've gotten way better about it. Trust me on that one. I've gotten way nicer to myself than I have been in a long time. Okay, friends, you do not get to be the weed whacker. For a second I thought Roxas's face blinked. You wouldn't be able to see it, but it was literally just him taking damage. Unfortunately, you don't get to see it because I put a kitty cat face over it, because it's my avatar, and that's how I mark that this is my footage. Is it silly and necessary? Probably not. Well, yes, it's silly and probably not necessary, but I enjoy it, so, yeah, it's staying. It's gonna look extra funny when Sora's face gets put in there. It's gonna also be extra funny because we're in critical mode and I am getting a max of 60 HP. I ain't getting more than 60 HP, guys. That's all we're getting. If I had been smart and started this on proud mode instead of crit mode, I would have had 120 HP to work with, and maybe I would be able to finish the game. I still haven't poked at Saix. I have yet to poke at Saix. I am scared of poking at Saix. I'm not going to poke at him. He scares me. Okay? That's just a fact. At some point I will have to, though. Because it'll be a little bit embarrassing if I don't finish the game. Holy shit! Wow, I am really getting proven over and over again that I just need to record my damn streams. Holy fucking shit. Sorry. I apologize for any surprises for, like... You know what? If you're not supposed to be on the websites, you're not supposed to be on the websites. Get out. Get out of here. But it's literally just me, so I don't have to worry, but yeah. I can and will swear. Not to the excessive point where I have to snap it to 18 plus, but... I am a sailor. I have sailed the seas since I was a teen. I am not. By the way. I am an adult. I am a graduate. I am fist fighting my freaking Wi-Fi. Holy shit, would you please behave yourself? I'm gonna have a very upset puppy in the room in just a second because of that. Please, for the love of God, behave. Okay, thank you. Wow. Freaking lag central for poor Twitch. Probably YouTube too. Jesus Christ. Ave Maria. Okay, no. So one thing I did for myself just the other day, because of a lot of things going on in the world, I remembered that I was on my For You page on Twitter, which had a lot, and I mean a lot, of things that are very up to date on the ongoings of the world. Which is good. It's good to be up to date on what's going on in the world. However, I was a little too up to date. And what I mean is I was doom scrolling and making myself stressed and upset, and it wasn't very helpful. So I remembered that my following tab existed, and I have given myself a little bit of peace. Just a little bit. I am still keeping up with things going on. Don't you worry, I am paying attention to the state of the world. Goodness sakes. Here's a hint for anybody concerned about whatever comes next. Especially if you're looking at the States. Here's a little hint and a pattern that I've noticed. Is that whatever shows up on television is the most likely that will be the influence of whatever decisions come out of the US. If it is on television, that will very surely influence it. I am not joking. So, maybe I should look at the TV programming and programming patterns and see what comes of it. I'll have to look into that. Basically, look ahead at pop culture trends, like examine them, and television trends, specifically in the United States. And that will give you some, at least some foreshadowing of whatever is to come. Whatever random decisions come up, that will be there. It's a strange way to process it and think about it, but I am fairly certain that an analysis of pop culture and television patterns and television programming Depending on the channels, I don't know which channels specifically. I'd have to do some deeper dives into that, and that would require some additional research that I'm not sure I know how to conduct. But I think delving into those will give some insight onto whatever comes. I think. We'll see. I wonder how I would be able to analyze that. Can I analyze that? I don't know of anybody that I can ask those things. I'd have to do some searching on my own. That's gonna be fun. But yeah. Reality TV might also be your blueprint, if that helps. I was thinking about this just the other... Okay. I was thinking about this a lot, actually, in relation to everything going on and everything like that. For the VOD watchers, how many of you remember the movie Tomorrowland? It was a Disney movie. I don't remember the main actress, but I do remember that George Clooney was in it, and Hugo Weaving was also in it. I was thinking about that a lot, and how in the Tomorrowland area, Hugo Weaving's character, I don't remember his name, like, he was constantly broadcasting some doom and gloom stuff or something like that. And the way that the main character averted that doom and gloom and potential apocalypse was by closing the broadcast. And that ended up averting things. You know, just a food for thought. I think that the movie's message got obscured behind whatever the frick was going on between George Clooney's character and the child character. I mean, I get it, the characters knew each other as children, but it looks kind of weird when one of the characters is still looking like a child and then the other looks like a grown man. So that definitely got obscured. And then there were some other factors that just messed with the whole message and so forth. But you know, I think it's worth an examination. Maybe I'll track down a copy of the movie and do an examination of it. I wonder if I have the DVD of that. That seems like a DVD that we would have a copy of, because if I remember right, my dad was a fan of Hugo Weaving's performances, because he's an incredible actor, by the way. He's excellent in Lord of the Rings. He's fantastic in The Matrix. There's a couple of other films that I know I've seen him in. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he's an excellent actor, so it makes sense. I don't think he was I don't know if he was a favorite, but he was definitely for the love of behave yourself. Sorry, I'm yelling at the Wi-Fi again. Behave. Please. I am trying to have a deep conversation with my VOD watchers. Okay? Jesus Christ, everything is skipping all over the place. It's a freaking podcast element in here. Holy shit. Getting podcasted. Anyway, you know, Tomorrowland's worth looking into. Oh my gosh, now that's two things that I need to peruse for. The first thing is the movie that I thought about watching earlier, just for my own personal enjoyment. I'm thinking of rewatching The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the Disney film. Just because, one, fantastic animation, two, fantastic songs, and three, I need something. Something. And then the other thing is check if we have the DVD of Tomorrowland in our house. And if not, maybe I'll check the bargain bin at Walmart tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. I'm banking on the possibility of the DVD being there, but I'm not holding out too much hope, just cause. Also, because searching through the DVD selection is a pain in the butt. It is not... We got 3 layers deep. It's like 3 layers... okay. Not 3... Okay. It's 3 layers deep and 2 rows. Tall. So it's like a 3x2. And for the love of God! I'm looking at you. Behave. I have not had to yell at my freaking connection this much in a while. Holy shit. Behave. Please. I beg. I actually beg. Anyway, I think it's worth, yeah, you know, I'm saying it again. I think it's worth a deep analysis on Tomorrowland. I think it's worth looking into that. Is it possibly a little late? Yes and no. There is no time like the present than looking into and analyzing the shit out of your favorite films. I wouldn't say that Tomorrowland is my favorite, but I mean, it's also just good to analyze the crap out of films. What messages were intended? What messages weren't intended? What is simply set dressing? What set dressing and set design was made to tell more about the characters? I know a lot of people say the curtains are just blue, and it was just because everybody was bitching about having to do work in class. Let's be real. That's part of the reason. The other part was possibly a whole deconstruction, an attempt to devalue the whole thing in English and literature class, but that's a whole ball of wax we're gonna have to analyze on another day. So much wax to work through. It's actually pretty freaking ridiculous. Holy shit. But the point is, yes, sometimes the curtains are just blue. Sometimes it's just what the characters prefer. And sometimes the curtains are blue for a specific atmospheric reason. You know? It's good to look into things. Will you please behave yourself? Thank you. Just assume that when I raise my voice and start telling something to behave itself, it's just me yelling at my computer's connection. It's just me yelling at it. If I ever have to yell at chat, I will be very specific about chat. I will say, chat, what are you doing? Or whatever it is, or chat, behave. Now, if it's just me, like, not addressing anything specific, it's gonna be me yelling at my computer. Anyway, it is very much worth analyzing the crap out of everything. It might actually, if you want to figure out the depths, like some might say, it's not that deep, it's worth checking if it really isn't that deep. It's worth checking out whether or not something's shallow. It's worth actually looking at something, observing, digging in. Maybe this whole rabbit hole goes deeper. Maybe the Wi-Fi will freaking behave itself. I'm looking at you still. Why do you think I'm not paying attention? For the love of God. Normally I would go into conspiracy theory mode and be like, the government is trying to silence me, but no, it's really just me. It's just my shitty internet. Sometimes my internet eats shit and just has issues. It's a fact of life. And it's also a fact of using a Wi-Fi connection instead of a wired connection. That's part of the deal. Anyway. Could be a fact of time of day, too. Very important factors involved. Anyway. Point is, very much worth paying attention to what you watch, what you read, what you do. It's not a call to, like, oh, watch out, this will brainwash you, or whatever it is. It's just a matter of, what messages am I getting from this? What sort of things can I learn from this story? What sort of takeaways do I not want to take away from this story? You could also do that with news articles, too. It's not just limited to fiction. You could analyze the crap out of non-fiction. You could look into the sources and think, well, what was going through their head at the time of writing this? Like, okay, this is a bit of a stretch, probably. I can't remember the specific book that Lin-Manuel Miranda worked with. I'm talking about Hamilton. But I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm thinking, well, obviously, he looked into the primary sources and so forth, all these pieces. of actual life stories and lessons and letters and the stories that, like, for example, that Eliza told. I mean, there's a reason why the musical is called Hamilton and not Alexander Hamilton. It's a very important distinction. I really need to watch the entirety of Hamilton. It's actually there's a reason why it was really good and why it was popping off and why everybody learns the songs. There is a reason. Lynn and the crew and everybody who was participating in writing and composing and staging and doing all the blocking and set design, they were paying attention. They weren't just faffing about. There is real thought put into that. And part of that thought was also looking into what was probably going through Eliza's head at the time when she found out that Alexander, like when the whole Reynolds pamphlet thing came out. What was going through her head? What did she do afterwards? Well, part of it, we don't know exactly how she reacted because she got rid of some of the letters. I'm getting emotional. I'm getting a little emotional about some of Eliza's songs because, yeah. One of the things that I heard pointed out by a lot of watchers is that she never raps because she has more time than everybody else who does rap in the musical. See, it's the little things, just those little details. It's like, yeah, you can, if you like watching a story or reading a book for the first time. At first, you take it at face value, and then when you rewatch it, then you get to see more of it, or you only find that there's only just surface level stuff. Yeah. It's kind of why I do mourn the rewatchability of films. Like some films, they are worth watching multiple times in a row, and then some of them, you feel like you watch it once and then you just don't get anything else out of it. I can tell you one movie that you can watch over and over again and you will never get sick of it. Kung Fu Panda, I'm still not sick of that damn movie. It plays on loop. I've lost count of the amount of times that it is played in this house. It's still it's playing right now in my living room. It is playing in my living room as we speak. That DVD has spun thousands upon thousands upon thousands of times playing through the entire freaking film. And I still haven't gotten sick of it. I have noticed bits and pieces of animation. I've noticed sound bits. I noticed a sound error in that specific copy of Kung Fu Panda in Kung Fu Panda. I have yet to open my other copy of Kung Fu Panda that I was going to use for recording an analysis for that one video that I still haven't done. I have yet to find out if it is just a audio error on that specific copy or if it is across all the DVD copies. I notice all the little things. I notice when the dialogue feels like it's not quite in the right delivery space, or whether, yeah, this dialogue was delivered well by the actor or actress, or, they probably could have done a little bit better on the delivery, but granted, they were recording and they don't have the animation to work with. To be fair though, ADR, I've heard, is rough. Next time I get an opportunity, I will actually, if I get the opportunity to meet a voice actor, I will ask them about how ADR works, which is basically what a lot of anime dubbing is they gotta, one, they gotta translate, two, they gotta make sure that the dialogue in the translation matches the lip flaps of the character, and then three, there's also the performance of like what the animation director, like the dub director, gives. Those are all major factors. If I remember right, I think Moist Critical actually talked about that in a recent video. I need to actually properly watch it, but he does actually address the difference between ADR, like dubbing, versus just recording voice dialogue. It's very fascinating. Also, speaking of which, I did actually come across like 3 Moist Critical cosplayers the other day. It was very funny. It was very, very funny, actually. That was also at the same time that I saw a Static Shock cosplayer. And not just any Static Shock cosplayer, adult Static Shock from later down the line in the future. If you don't know who Static Shock is, he is a black superhero who uses, I believe, lightning and electricity-based powers, which is kind of a meme for a lot of black superheroes, which is, it's kind of funny because it's like, okay, name a few superheroes, name a few black superheroes who don't have electricity-based superpowers. If I remember right, Black Panther is definitely one of them, and Frozone is definitely one of them too. Love me Frozone, he's great. Those are the 2 I can think of off the top of my head. There's probably a few more. Oh, Falcon. He's not electricity based. Anyway, back to that. Static Shock, excellent TV show. If you have not seen it, I think it's from the 2000s. Excellent cartoon TV show. Really well done. If you want some good stuff that addresses, like, and they do really good on the addressing social issues and stuff. Like, they don't beat around the bush either. There is an episode of Static Shock which would be a lot more sensitive to a lot of people who have experienced, who have had to go through a school shooting. There was an episode that addresses that. So just keep in mind there is an episode that has that. There's other episodes that address a lot more intensive things. I think they also address, I think there's actually an episode where they address racism, specifically racist cops. They don't beat around the bush in that show, which is very good. I love the fact that they don't beat around the bush. I love and appreciate that. They weren't messing around in the 2000s. They were putting in effort. Sincere, genuine effort. Also, Static Shock is just an excellent superhero. Love him to bits. So, definitely, if you get a chance, watch it. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. If there's a weird episode, I don't know what you're talking about. Because I only was able to catch a few. He was on when the cable was on. I haven't seen him on all the episodes on demand. I did watch a lot of Jackie Chan adventures growing up, though. Oh my gosh, the Wi-Fi is eating shit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so, really, really good show. There's a lot of really good shows that I had growing up. I know Magic School Bus was one of them. Some of the episodes I was like, oh, we learning about that, okay. Alright, we learning about that. Alrighty. Some of the episodes seem super unhinged, but it was like a method of teaching kids about specific science concepts. It's pretty cool. You know, maybe I should give the whole Magic School Bus rides again another chance, because I was a little bit iffy about it just because of the animation. I mean, it's not like it's any, like, fancier, but okay. This is just a personal opinion. It felt kind of low effort in terms of animation, but I do understand there was, 1, probably a crunch, 2, there was a limitation based on the animation software, and 3, there was also a limitation based on the character designs. I will give them that, but at face value, which is, obviously I need to learn to not take things at face value immediately, goodness sakes. Who am I to say that I am not a victim of my own mistakes that I call out? I am a learning person, unfortunately. Which is something, you know what, fortunately I am a learning person. I can learn. Yay. Anyhow. Point is, I should give that show another shot. That's the point. I should give a lot of things another shot. It's more fun to watch shows when you don't have a dumbass in your ear telling you it sucks. You know what, just watch other things without looking at the internet first. Except for maybe a couple. There's a couple of shows that you should probably just not dive in blind. You know, just pay attention. Do a little bit of research. Like look up the ratings and stuff, and whatever content warnings you might need to look out for. Like look at those. Just look at those. Pay attention to those. Wait to go into the fandoms and social stuff so then your perceptions don't get warped by whatever the frick is going on in the fandom at the time. It will save you a lot of grief. Oh, wow. We have accomplished much. I don't know how much XP we have right now. I do know that it is not, well, it's not 18,000 anymore, that's for sure. I think we're below 15,000 now. Alright. That is going to do it for the stream tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. Hi, VOD watchers, for those who had to suffer through the double skipping. I apologize for that. Hopefully it behaved on the YouTube side and it is still all one. Yeah, it's definitely still all one. I forgot my train of thought. Anyway, for those on the YouTube side, if you want to see more of this and some of the other shenanigans I scroll, feel free to hit the subscribe button. It is completely free on the YouTube side. That way you can also get notifications for when I go live, and also for when I get videos posted, including shorts and long-form videos. You can choose to turn on and off those notifications, by the way. And meanwhile, on the Twitch side, feel free to hit the follow button. That way you can get notifications for when I go live on Twitch, if that is your preferred platform. I also have social media, including Twitter. I was going to say YouTube, but no. It's Twitter, Blue Sky, and Tumblr. Am I regularly posting on Tumblr? No, I am not, because I use it on my desktop like a heathen. Maybe not as much of a heathen. Tumblr mobile is a freaking nightmare. Anyway, feel free to follow me on all three of those. That way you can see either A, whenever I post, if you're not ready to commit to subscribing or following on Twitch or YouTube yet. And also you get to see some of my other silly posts, including occasional art posts. Me updating about random scheduling things. And just general tomfoolery, especially on Tumblr. Tumblr is where I can be more of a tomfoolery person. Alright, that is much too plenty long for an outro. Here is your ending stream screen. I hope you have a good afternoon, morning, evening, night, whatever time it is. I will continue the crusade at 2:30 p.m. PST or 5:30 p.m. EST. I don't know what the other calculations for the other time zones are, but those are your two time zones. Thank you so much for watching. Also, I am in daylight savings time. Unfortunately, fuck daylight savings time. Sorry about that for anybody who doesn't like curses. Thank you so much for watching. We'll continue this tomorrow. You'll probably get the live notification or I'll get the posting going. Have a good one. Bye-bye!